Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. My hormones make me a nutcase. I hope you are doing well. Me and Amy are here as usual, and today we're going to be talking about the perimenopause, the menopause, and another one of the symptoms, which is joint pain.
Yeah. Hello, hello. Joint pain it is today.
It is. We're just kind of doing a bit of a mini series about, well, you've probably noticed by now because you've listened to the other ones. But we've had low libido, belly fat, joint pain. We're going to do one on hot flushes as well. So just some of the common symptoms that women experience, and just telling you a little bit about why it happens and some tips on how to reduce the symptoms and make you feel a little bit better as well.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. And joint pain, I don't have, I've got a few clients that get joint pain, but I think where quite a few of my clients are on HRT, they
Uh,
don't necessarily suffer as much. But I definitely had one the other week. She came in and she was like, my knees hurt today. Honestly, she couldn't do it. Like, she's like, couldn't squat, couldn't do it. She's like, my knees just kill.
mm,
Next week she came in, or 2 days later she came in, she was like, I'm fine today.
Interesting. Oh, I definitely have a couple that do suffer with joint pain, especially like
Mm.
with the personal training side. And one of them actually does take HRT, but not continually. So she does notice when she takes it, it feels better, and then when she doesn't, it feels worse, which makes
Mm. I suppose at least she's aware, like when she uses her HRT, like it doesn't hurt as much or doesn't hurt at all. At
Mm,
least she knows that. Because
exactly.
otherwise, yeah, she wouldn't know if she didn't not take it, I suppose. Because it's one of those things, isn't it? When you take something a lot, unless you come off of it, you don't realize how much
Yeah,
of a difference it actually makes.
definitely, definitely. It's like I know we've spoken about it before, but like when you're eating healthily, got your healthy lifestyle, etc. It's not until you stop doing that that you think, oh, I don't feel great now that I've stopped doing it. Whereas when you're actually doing it, you're like, oh yeah, I feel pretty good day to day. Like you just get used to it, don't you? It's like anything really.
Yeah, you don't realize how shit something makes you feel until like you stop doing all the good stuff.
Hmm. Yeah,
Absolutely. It's like going through that phase of hammering like some like foods that probably aren't so nutritious and you're like your stomach's upset, like you feel rubbish, you feel tired, you don't want to move and you're like, what have I done? Why did I do that? And then
yeah.
like when you start eating good, like better, more nutritious stuff, you're like, okay, I feel all right again now. This is good news. It was just the food I was eating.
It's so true. It's like a food hangover, isn't it? I've definitely noticed it more as I've got older as well, like into my 30s. Like having a Papa John's or a Domino's or like a Chinese, kind of wake up in the middle of the night and you're like gasping for water because your whole body just feels like dehydrated because it's so salty. And you just feel like you do kind of feel hungover. Well, I do anyway from having something like that.
Mm,
Just like a bit icky. Like your whole body is just like, oh. And
yeah.
also, sorry, I've got verbal diarrhea today. But like when, oh no, I've got what I was going to say.
Oh fudge, I can't even say it. Like, give up. The verbal diarrhea lasted
Verbal
long.
diarrhea.
Why couldn't I say that? I spit my teeth out.
Oh, that's it. When I eat late or eat like a heavy, unhealthy meal, even my watch picks up that my heart rate doesn't drop as low in the night. That's the real big thing that I've noticed, that my sleep quality isn't as good.
That is interesting, isn't it? Yeah, and like when we go away and stuff, oh, my stress levels, because we eat different when we go
Yeah, the
away.
stress
Oh
levels.
my gosh, my stress levels are through the roof because obviously
Yeah.
it's all making your heart like beat quicker and like your whole body's trying to like get rid of like this stuff in your body that you don't normally have, so it doesn't function as well, so it's got to function harder. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, my stress levels are through the roof when we go out for dinner or anything like that. If I have something that's, I don't know, less nutritious, my body's like, what are you doing?
When I went to Egypt this year, actually, I know we've kind of gone a bit off topic, but when I went to
Come
Egypt
back,
this
it's
year,
fine.
I mean, we got up. I don't ever get up that much later because I'm not much of a late person that lays in. But I wasn't getting up and cracking on with loads of work, and I was sunbathing for a bit and pottering around, maybe going to a little gym session, like just relaxed. But my stress levels were so high because we ate the best, nicest food. It was like so delicious. I had such nice food there. Where I was eating, so I was literally like so full where my stomach was like, you're just that full, but it just tastes so good. And you're like, I'm on holiday. And my stress levels were just so high every single day
Mm.
because just the constant eating, or just not even the constant eating, because I couldn't eat between meals. I was so full, but like a really massive lunch, a really big dinner. And then I wasn't sleeping as well because I'd eaten like late and had like a big dinner and maybe had one cocktail or a glass of wine or something like that every now and then too. My body was just like so stressed. It's crazy.
Yeah. It really like affects things, doesn't it? And like in regards to like your joint and joint pain and stuff, all of it's like inflammatory, isn't it? So if you're then eating foods that, yes, might taste really good in the moment, but if you're eating these foods that are less nutritious, they're going to cause more inflammation in the body. So again, the body's got to work harder to get rid of all of this because it's almost like it's not a toxin, but almost like a toxin in your body, and it's going to prioritize trying to break that down and get rid of it. So then you will feel shit because your body hasn't got like the gusto to give anywhere else because it's trying to sort this bit out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it's so interesting, isn't it? Um, I know we've been talking about inflammation and stuff as well, but we'll get into it. So I think joint pain is incredibly common. Around 50 to 60% of women at some stage will often have like aching and stiffness, dull throbbing in the knees, hips, neck, shoulders, hands, morning stiffness as well, or morning soreness, pain.
Okay, that's high. Morning
Yeah,
stiffness.
morning
That sounds
stiffness.
weird, but like
Oh,
a lot of
yeah, I
people.
thought about that.
We're talking about women, not men.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that is one of the common things that people
Yeah.
go, oh, I get up in the morning, I'm so stiff, or I have to like, you'll be like bent over to then stand up, or like if you've got stairs, you're like bracing yourself to go down the stairs, and then as you go down them, you're like, okay, I'm loosening up a little bit as I go down, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that is a really, really common one for sure. Um, Reduced flexibility as well. And you might notice, I think, like we just said, when you've eaten more inflammatory foods like ultra processed foods, alcohol, and if you're really stressed as well, that will inflame your body too. So, yeah,
Yeah, there's so many different factors, isn't there? Again, like, and we always bang on about stress and stuff like that. We did in the podcast last week, but all of it makes a massive difference to how your body responds. Like, your body has to process so many different things, and if you're adding stress to the mix, or you're adding processed foods to the mix, or ultra processed foods, then your body is going to have to figure out how to deal with that as well as keep you functioning as well. And I feel like one thing gets better and one thing drops off, and those kind of things. It's like pulling two strings, isn't it?
it's
One's
really,
good, then it's bad, then back
yeah,
the other way.
yeah, for sure. It's so tricky, isn't it? Like, I always like to look at your life as like a pie. And like every part of the pie, all the pie has got to kind of be working well so that the whole pie, I think that's not a very good analogy, but so think of the slices. Think of a pie sliced. That's what I'm trying to think of. And then each
Yeah.
slice has got to be nice and full. And if one of the slices isn't as full, then another slice might then suffer. So like, in terms of like your movement, like your stress, your health, like everything in that. I've really butchered that, but you can kind of understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get it. Like if your sleep's not intact, then your food's not going to be intact. And if that's not intact, you're not going to move more. If you don't move more, you're going to struggle to rest or all of this other stuff. Yeah. If they're not all at a good level, then and a piece of the puzzle is not there, the rest of it falls apart, doesn't it? The
That's it.
piece of the
That's
pie
good.
is missing.
Yeah,
Boom.
puzzle one's good. I love the puzzle one. Um, but yeah, so I suppose some reasons like why it happens during the perimenopause, menopause. So estrogen, we've spoken a lot about estrogen in the last few weeks, but
Mhm.
falling estrogen levels, which estrogen is actually anti-inflammatory. So it helps maintain like your cartilage, your joint lubrication, and your bone strength. So when the levels decline, then it's less cushioned. Joints can become less cushioned, sorry, and more inflamed, which then results in what we were saying with the stiffness, discomfort, particularly kind of in the morning or after exercise, things like that as well.
Absolutely. And you like, yeah, with lack of estrogen and stuff, a lot of women see more things like frozen shoulder, like tendonitis, so like tennis elbow, like Achilles tendon, stuff like that. I have quite a few clients that have had both of those, or all three of them actually. And yeah, things like that aren't just because you're overusing stuff. Some of that is also linked with the menopause or perimenopause, and yeah, not having enough estrogen. Estrogen, oh my God, the fact that we lose estrogen, why is that even a thing? Like, I get
Mm.
it, like we like stop ovulating and things, but it's just a pain in the ass, really, isn't it? Like,
Just doesn't really make sense because why would your body lose something that it
it's
needs?
so important.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's so important. Like,
that's
it
a
stops you from
real,
having cardiac problems, joint problems, like strokes, all of this major things, and then goes, "Do you know what? Because we now are not going to ovulate anymore, we're going to lose this too." Like, fuck. And then you're like
yeah.
susceptible to all these other shit things that can happen.
It basically sounds like we were put on this earth to kind of reproduce, and then it was like, you're not really
Die.
important anymore. So yeah, well, yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe we're not meant to live past the
We're not.
perimenopausal stage. Maybe
And
that's
you think,
like that's the end of your life now.
absolutely, but it used to be, right? Because people only used to live until they were like 30, 40, like max. So, like, a lot of people never actually went into the menopause or never got that far. So, that's why there's not studies on a lot of it. There
Yeah,
should be more than there actually is.
yeah.
But there aren't studies on it because women did, or people did die. They had a baby and then they went, okay, well, I'm off now. See ya. I mean,
Mm,
they obviously didn't think that, but that's just the way that it happened
yeah,
because we didn't have all this technology and research and stuff on food and stuff to know, oh, actually, you can live longer.
yeah, yeah. It's wild, isn't it? It is wild because it just doesn't make logical sense. But yet, men can just live. I'm not saying that men don't have problems because of course they do, but like not in the same way as we do. Like they can just live on, reproduce until they're, 100,
20.
200,
Yep. Crack on.
however long
Keep
they live.
producing that sperm. Yeah.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
haven't got to carry the baby. They haven't got to get their bodies to change. They ain't got to do any of that shit.
No.
And yet we birth a baby, and then it's like, wow, that's it. Time's up. Obviously not just the first one, but you get to a certain point, and then it's like, wow, ticking time bomb, boom, done.
Yeah. They didn't really, but evolution happened. They didn't really think this through, did they? For women anyway.
No, they didn't. Whoever it was, sort it out.
Yeah. Sort it out, please. We need an
I
upgrade.
mean,
We need to evolve.
absolutely. I mean, I'm glad that we're in this day and age,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, for sure.
for it, because it's getting more talked about and actually women are being looked after more.
Yeah.
Not like great, but more. Like I'm excited to see how it's going to go. And I think I said that in a podcast, but I am I'm just truly grateful that we weren't born in like the 1920s or whatever, and they just thought like because your hormones were like disappearing, you were going psycho, or you didn't live past a certain age, like because we literally have probably max 10 years and then we'll be out the door,
Mm.
which is scary to think that that used to be how people lived.
Well, I suppose back in those days as well, everything was like if you started to feel a certain way, it was just that you were mental when you go to a mental home,
Hmm.
isn't it?
Yeah,
That was
because
literally, wasn't it?
yeah, well, mental health and that
Menopause,
wasn't a
like,
thing.
yeah, you were like struggle with anxiety, mental home.
Yeah.
Just you're not 100% functioning every single day. Off you go to your mental home.
Literally, like, and yeah.
I would
Whereas it is
I'm
a
going
lot
to
better
that
now,
mental
but
home. They'd be like straight jacketing me,
we wouldn't have even
locking
had
me
this
up.
podcast. See you later, Emma. Bye. She made the grand age of like 16.
Yeah.
Bye.
Oh,
Oh dear. God, you literally this day and age, you'd have like no one around you. Like everyone would be like in there.
yeah.
Or
Probably
maybe everyone would be around you. We'd all just be like in our straitjackets.
not. We'd all, yeah, we'd just all be in a room in our straitjackets, like rocking, given some kind of drugs, which makes us even worse, rather than just being going, it's all right, you're probably just a
Exactly.
little bit of low self-esteem. You probably just got a little bit of anxiety, probably just a little bit stressed. You might have, you know, I don't know, a little bit of depression. You might be going through a depression stage. Like, no.
Mm, yeah. No, mental. Anyway,
Anyway, we digress.
we went off there. You can tell what our conversations are like when we go away together.
Interesting, I think, but maybe other people don't think so. Well, I don't know. We've got quite a few listeners now, so they obviously don't think we're that boring.
No, clearly not. And clearly we're getting more comfortable with just telling whatever we freaking think anymore. Like, think
Yeah.
now, because yeah, we're having conversations like this, being in straitjackets. I forget though sometimes that people listen to this, and then when I'm saying stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, I said that. Okay. Oh well.
I just forget what I said, to be honest. It goes out, and I'm just like, well, it's what it is. You like it or you don't.
Absolutely.
So, also, you get increased inflammation. So, lower estrogen means the body becomes more reactive to inflammatory triggers. So, things like stress and sugar and poor sleep. Um, So yes, this can make the muscles and joints more sensitive to pain. So again, due to the lower estrogen, your body basically is more triggered and you can be more inflamed.
Hmm.
Fluid retention and collagen loss. So hormonal changes can reduce synovial fluid, the liquid that basically lubricates around the joints. So like we were kind of saying in the first one, the joints become less cushioned and more inflamed. It's because of the hormonal changes. And at the same time, collagen production declines, weakening connective tissues like ligaments and tendons, which can make joints feel tight and less stable as well.
Yeah, so this is when like weight training, this is why weight training is good, or resistance
Yeah.
training, sorry, is good, right? Because sometimes you might feel like I know with clients that so we do like mobility first, and sometimes they're like, oh, that's really tight. And I'm like, right, well, it might not just be tight, it could be weak. So that then gives me an indication of like, right, we need to work on this area and see if it is tight or if it's actually weak, or if it's even that area at all. Because sometimes like I'll get people to do like upper body like twists and stuff, and they're like, oh, why can't I move around there? And I'm like, right, is the front of your leg tight? And they're like, yeah, the front of my leg's tight. And I'm like, right, maybe we need to work on that. Maybe that side's weak. And if we can work on that, that'll loosen your back up. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's good to work with the resistance training so you get stronger joints and have more stability. But also getting your muscles and that stronger and your tendons and ligaments and all of that stronger might actually help you feel like something's not so tight.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's it. I just think resistance training is so, so good, because we spoke about before, you start to lose muscle mass, keeping that, keeping up the muscle, building more muscle so that you're not having that constant decline is going to help, like you say, with reducing kind of I've lost my train of thought now, but your joints and everything being stiff, etc. And also, it's going to help you into the future as well, which I know we discussed about before, but like less chance of injury, less chance of falling over, all of that kind of stuff. So, yes, it's really best beneficial in terms of perimenopause, but it's just for your future as well. Like it's just
Yeah,
some resistance training.
absolutely. And especially if you're over 30,
Yes,
because yeah, you need to do that to just help yourself for when you're older. Like if you're not resistance training now, get on it. It's not too late. You can do it at any age,
definitely.
but the quicker you start doing it, the better it is for you as you get older.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So stress, sleep, and cortisol. So chronic stress can disrupt sleep, which raises cortisol, which increases inflammation and muscle tension. So, many women in midlife, but also just women in general, we're juggling so much like home, work, family, a lot of women, probably doing quite a lot around the house as well. Not to stereotype, but it seems to be the case.
Mm.
I've been
And
seeing.
it's not only women looking after their own family. I know this also counts as your own family, but not only are you looking after your kids, you're potentially at that age where you're then a caregiver for your parents.
Yes. Yeah. And also potentially grandkids as well. I've got a lot of people that are running after grandkids, and that's one of their main goals is that I want to be fit and healthy to run after my grandkids. So yeah, you
Mm.
could be a carer and also looking after your grandkids. So geez, that's going to keep you busy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it like you do have to keep strong and stuff like that because I don't know about you, but like if you're ever around like friends that have got kids or whatever, like I've got a nephew, he stays here twice a week. Oh my gosh, like it's like yeah, I need a nap after he's gone. Like I've got him next Monday on my own. My parents are not here. I've
Oh,
literally blocked out from like 8:30 till 3, and then I've given myself a half-hour gap just to be like, oh, he leaves at like 2. I've given myself an hour to like decompress before I start with clients
yeah,
because he is gonna knacker me out. Like they're constant. They want to do stuff all the time. And I'm only 32. Like if you're a lot older than that, like, you want to make sure you're like fully functioning and looking after yourself so you can like run around after them. My mum now gives me him. Like the other week we went to see like fish and stuff. She picked him up and went, "Here you go," because he's getting heavy now. He's like 3, like he's not
yeah,
small. And I'm like, oh, okay. But if you do your weight training and stuff like that, then when they are that age, you are still able to do stuff with them rather than
yeah.
just sitting around and just watching them or not getting involved.
Definitely, you can stand up. Sounds silly, but a lot of people struggle to even sit down and stand up. So,
Mhm.
like, if you're sitting down with them for a bit, doing some arts and crafts or whatever you do, and then you get up and then they're running around for a bit, like, it's going to be helping you to do all of those things
Mm.
and your fitness levels as well. Like, if you can do a bit of cardio in there too, it's going to help you when you're
Yeah.
running around
Oh
after.
my God. The amount of
Um,
times they want to play chase. So yeah, go
yeah,
and get your cardio up because he makes me play chase all the time. And then I think, Jesus Christ, son. And I run.
that's it. Exactly, exactly. So, yeah, obviously juggling all those things, which then when your cortisol is high, that definitely, I've even noticed, like if I'm really, really stressed, then, my joints and stuff, sometimes I get a little bit more achy because I can feel my body is more inflamed. Or like I might wake up at 4 a.m., 3 or 4 a.m. because you get that cortisol like spike because you're overly stressed, then you're more tired, then your body's more inflamed, so then you ache more. And that's just made even worse when you're then going through the perimenopause because your estrogen levels are dropped and you've got all that to deal with as well. So yeah, go back and listen to one of our stress ones. We won't go through that all again, but that is a really, really important one to try and manage so that you can reduce.
Absolutely. And I also feel like when your like cortisol levels are really high, you do not think straight.
No, no.
Like I notice, like I do that like last week or I don't know, this week, whatever. Um, I'm like, I had so much to do and I was like, oh my God, I'm never gonna get this done and blah blah blah. And like I'm up here like this. And actually, if I'd have brought myself back down for like a minute, I'd probably have got through those things all right. But because my levels were like, I don't know, something happened, I can't remember what it was, but my levels shot up and then I'm like, nah, and then like people were talking to me, I'm like, nah, I don't have time to talk to you when actually I did have time to talk to them. But my
Yeah,
brain was instantly like, no, I need to get this done now. Like when actually I had like hours to do this thing.
yeah. It's funny, isn't it? How you like tell yourself these certain things, but actually, if you just like took a breath and thought logically about things in the moment, you'd go, okay, I can do that there, I can do this here. That's fine. I've got enough time. If I don't have enough time, I can do that bit tomorrow. But in the moment, it's like, oh my God, it's too much.
Mm.
And you get
And
that.
sometimes you see a list of things that you've got to do, and you're like, oh my God, that's going to take me hours. I can't possibly fit anything else in. And you do it in like 20 minutes, and you go,
Yeah,
oh, I
yeah.
had so much time.
I know. I used to do that all the time. I've got a bit better now. Um, because I just say to myself now, I'm like, right, what does the evidence say? The evidence says that every other time that I've said to myself, I cannot do this, I don't have enough time, I do it. So I'm not going to stress because I know I have time to do it.
Mm, I like that.
But yeah, so yeah, that's about the stress. And then lifestyle shifts as well. So as energy levels dip, Your activity levels often decrease, and like we kind of been speaking about, leading to muscle loss and stiffness as well. Less muscle around the joints means less support, especially in the knees, hips, and back. So kind of just goes back really to trying to increase your exercise, trying to do your resistance training. That is going to help support your muscles and keep you active and keep you supported.
Absolutely. And then looking at your nutrition alongside that to keep the inflammation down as much as possible.
Yes,
Like, don't feed those inflamed joints or those joints that haven't got a lot of support with like your less nutritious stuff, like takeaways, things that are cooked loads in oils and that you don't know what's in your dish. Like, you want to be having those, like, oily fish because that's like super good for your joints, like omega-3 if you don't eat fish. Like, definitely supplement with that, I would say.
definitely, definitely. I think the most important thing with the nutrition side is really focusing on the whole foods. Like the
Hmm.
more whole foods are, the less chemicals and preservatives and additives and chemicals that are added to your foods, the less your body is going to be inflamed. Yes, you might have an intolerance and things like that, which will then cause inflammation, which you might have to do like a elimination diet for. But ultimately, the more that you stick to the whole foods, your beans, your pulses, your meats, your fish, your eggs, all of your whole grains, your herbs and your spices, all of those kind of things, your body is going to like that so much more than if you're chucking down, I don't know, cereal for breakfast. Maybe you're having
Crisps, chocolate
crisps.
bars.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
So you want to look at things that have got one ingredient.
Yeah,
Yeah, rather than like if you look on the back of a packet and you see a million things and you don't know what they are, that's probably not going to be as good for your body as the one ingredient item.
definitely. 100%. 100%. So even like a lot of people, will have like protein bars, and that's been a big phase, hasn't it? And things like that. But they're actually not that great for you because they have got a lot of different ingredients in.
Mm.
So you're better off kind of making your own snacks, whether it's like little flapjacks or protein balls or I don't know, can't think of other things off the top of my head, but maybe dates covered in chocolate or like dark chocolate, for example, with a bit of nut butter or something like that, because those are a little bit healthier and you know exactly what's gone into them and they're more whole foods rather than, yeah, all the chemicals.
Absolutely. But then I suppose it's also looking at the 80/20 rule, isn't it? Like the odd protein bar is not going
Definitely.
to be the end of the world. Like
No, that's
the
it.
odd packet of crisps aren't going to be the end of the world, but like predominantly making things more whole foods and like you say, making stuff so you
Yeah.
know what's in them is going to make your body feel a lot better and it's just generally going to be better for you.
Yeah, for sure. That's it. I'm not saying you have to be 100% eating at Whole Foods all times, but as long as like 80% of the time, 70, 80% of the time you're doing it, then your body's going to be grateful for it for sure.
Absolutely. And looking at like when you're looking at those foods and stuff, looking at more like whole grain or brown stuff rather than all the whites because the whites tend to be more processed like white bread and stuff. Look for sourdough. It's got less
Yeah.
additives in, like, or if you're not going to do that, look at whole grain or wholemeal breads rather than the white stuff, wholemeal pastas, rices, brown rice, things like that instead of all, like I said, the white
Yeah,
variations.
for sure. I think, that's one thing actually with a few clients that they've said to me, oh, I really bloat after eating bread. And a really quick swap is to swap even whole grain or wholemeal, whatever, brown bread to sourdough. Like it makes
Mm.
such a difference. The amount of times they're like, oh my gosh, like I don't get that bloated because I find it if I have just normal bread, I do bloat. Whereas if I
Oh,
eat
absolutely.
sourdough, I feel fine. I don't get that energy crash as well from it. I'm more sustained and I don't get bloated from it as well. So it's a really, really easy swap. And they have them in like every supermarket now as well. Like sourdough is so easy to get hold of.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would always pick that over standard bread as well. And like mum and dad have got like bread out on the side, and every now and then I'll have a slice and put some peanut butter in, and then I go, damn it, why did I do that? I should have just
Yeah.
waited to go and get some sourdough or whatever, or not, because yeah.
That would just taste good as well. I mean, maybe that's a personal opinion, but I think sourdough tastes really, really good.
Mm, yeah, same. I agree.
But yeah, There's something else I was going to mention about that, but now it's gone. So anyway, we move on. I think limiting foods, so like your ultra processed foods, and when we talk about ultra processed foods, we're talking about like your biscuits and your, gosh, your high sugary foods, high fatty foods, things with loads of chemicals and all that kind of stuff in. Like even, yeah, like crisps. Crisps are really ultra processed. Actually, Sam, when we went for a walk yesterday, we were talking about it, and he was like, you know, the potato is like still a little bit processed sometimes because they might add something to make it last for longer, right? But ultimately, it's like pretty good. Potatoes are pretty good, pretty low in calories. It's just a potato. Then you get like the chips, they deep fry them. Then they might add in additives again or like seasoning and all that kind of stuff to make it last longer, etc. And then the ultra processed is then turning it into crisps. Um, and also we're talking about the calorie side of it, but like with potatoes, you probably eat a whole potato and actually feel really full from it and satisfied, and they're actually quite low in calories. Then you eat fries or chips, whatever, you're probably going to eat more of them. They're deep fried, so you've got all the oils, so you're going to eat more calories. Probably, yeah, consume a lot more calories. And then the crisps, they're so addictive that you can eat so many of them that you can demolish loads of calories and not even feel that full from them. So, yeah, that was quite an
Yeah, it's
interesting.
mental, isn't it? Like you probably get less and feel less full, but from a bag
Yeah,
of crisps than you do the original
potato.
form.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Exactly. But yeah, so limit the ultra processed foods, refined sugar, like you were saying, like the white flour, white pasta, white bread, those kind of things. There's just no real nutritional value to those kind of things. Like they're not really doing anything for your body. So every now and then it's fine, of course, but yeah, limit those. Alcohol, especially, probably going people going to hate us, but wine, and cocktails as well that are really high in sugar. They should definitely be limited.
Which is sad because we love a pina colada, but yeah, I don't have them all the time.
I'm not a pina colada fan. I'm an Aperol spritz
Mm-mm.
girl, but that is still really high in sugar. So
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, if you can, yeah, just limiting alcohol in general is just good for your body, isn't it? So
oh,
there's
for
so
sure.
many things that it screws up. But yeah, we've spoken about that a million times as well.
Yeah. Processed meats and fried foods, even cooked, like if you buy cooked chicken from a supermarket, there's like, what do they add? I always see it, maltodextrin and loads of like chemicals, stabilizers and stuff to make it obviously last. So that's even not as good for you as like cooking your own chicken breast. Um, and then fried foods, obviously, like your deep
Mm.
fried stuff is just not going to be the best.
And the thing is, if you've got like an air fryer, I know not everyone has, but the majority of people do have air fryers
You don't do
nowadays,
anything. Yeah.
right? You can just chuck a bit of chicken in and like put it on for like 15 minutes and disappear. Like you don't have to wait for it, because the air fryer will stop. So essentially you can still get other things done. It's not like you're stood waiting for it to cook. Like it doesn't take that long.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to stand here doing this, but you don't need to. And a lot of the time, by the time you've cut up all the other stuff and made the other bits that you're going to have with your dinner, like the chicken will be cooked.
Yeah. It's cheaper as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So sometimes people have to get out of their own heads and stop being lazy because sometimes I'm lazy when
Oh
it
yeah.
comes to cooking. Because,
Yeah, me too.
like we said before, one does not like to cook. However, I do have to tell myself, stop being lazy, go and cook that bit of chicken. You don't need to just buy it already done. Like, you have to, yeah.
Definitely. Or if you're like me and I can't be asked to cook, I just have cottage cheese for my lunch on toast because
Cottage cheese and everything.
yeah, because high in protein, it sits well in my stomach, low in fat, low in sugars, and I don't have to cook it. So,
Mm, absolutely. Yeah, easy.
know.
Boom, done.
Yeah. I mean, again, like we say, if you're getting a bit of cooked chicken that's already done every now, like it's not the end of the world. Even if you do it a couple of times a week, like that's probably a lot less damaging for you than if you're having deep fried chicken every lunchtime. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
absolutely. Yeah.
pick your battles. But yeah, Hydration, really, really important. Helps to make the joints feel less cushioned. No, ignore me. Dehydration makes if you are dehydrated, then obviously your joints feel less cushioned.
I was thinking, I was like, that doesn't sound
And
right.
I was
Like, what
just
is she
saying,
on
I was like,
about?
what about that? That's not right.
Just hydration in general makes the brain work better, the joints
Yeah,
function more,
it's
everything
fantastic.
about being hydrated gives you Emma's just drinking some more of a drink because the brain needs some water right now. But yeah, like if you're drinking more, it's also good for blood flow too. Like, all of that sort of stuff. You think if you ever have a blood test, they're like, make sure you drink loads, or like if you go and give blood, make sure you drink loads so you can get the blood pumping quicker and comes out quicker. So just in general, water is just good for your whole body, but yeah, definitely good for your joints as well. And like, yeah, I definitely think yeah, it definitely affects people and how much they move. And again, because then you feel tired and stuff, so you won't want to move. And actually, if you are hydrated, like this is a common thing for people not to hydrate themselves. I have this conversation a lot. I'm
Yeah.
like every week in the check-in form, how much water have you been drinking? Less than 1 liter, between 1 and 1.5, or two or more. And the amount of people that click less than one, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like,
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
yes, please drink more. And if you don't really like water, well, put something in it to make it taste nice.
Yeah, put a bit of squash in there, or put a bit of fruit in, or like squeeze some lemon in there, or you can get those cold herbal teas, can't you? Um,
Mm,
things like that. You're better off to have a little bit of sugar, or a little bit of, if you have like no sugar squash, then you and to actually drink than to just not have anything at all.
absolutely. 100%.
So
Yes.
just drink something, please.
Yeah, please.
I think we have covered about moving. We've said obviously about doing some resistance training, low impact cardio can be really good. Swimming is really, really good. If you like things like yoga or Pilates, um, just gentle, consistent movement is going to be really, really good for you. Set reminders, don't sit for too long so that your body all stiffens up. Like get up, do a few stretches, walk around every hour, every 2 hours, get yourself a glass of water from the kitchen if you're at work or
Hmm.
the toilet, whatever. Just, yeah, trying to do something. Um, Really, really important. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry.
Sorry. Carry on. No, I wasn't. I was going to say the next thing, but we've kind of already covered sleep
Yeah,
stress.
yeah. I mean, we've kind of covered it in terms of like deep breathing, mindfulness, meditation, journaling, having a nicer bath, reducing your screen time, increasing like having some magnesium potentially as well in the evening can be really helpful. Um,
Mm.
yeah,
And
always
vitamin D. Make sure you've got vitamin D. Everyone should take vitamin D. Like, if you don't take anything
in the
else,
UK for sure.
just take that one thing. If you're not doing it, go do it now
Yeah,
because vitamin D, like a deficiency, can cause so many different problems. And like you say, because a lot of people work inside all day,
yeah,
you don't see the sun. I mean, I don't even think we've seen the sun for like, I can't even remember how long. It's just been grey and cloudy. So, you know, like you're not going to get enough
no,
through the clouds. Like, so just if you don't take anything else, which is fine because you don't necessarily need to,
yeah,
just make sure you take vitamin D.
absolutely, absolutely. It's a non-negotiable. Um,
Absolutely, 100%.
and also with vitamin D, do like a vitamin D3 and K2. If you are in the UK, I'm sure I don't know if you can get them elsewhere, but Nutrition Geeks is a really good one. You can get them from like Amazon and stuff. But um, yeah, that's a really good one if you want a recommendation, one to get. Um, yeah, and supplement wise, again, probably check with your GP. I don't want to. I think vitamin D we've covered.
That's what I just said, that and
Yeah,
magnesium probably. But
okay.
again, you have to check you can have magnesium depending on what tablets and stuff you're on.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So do check with your GP if you're unsure. I think vitamin D, if you're still unsure, always check with your GP, but that one pretty much, most people can take. don't want to get myself sued, so please do stay with the GP still. Um, but yeah, anything else you can check with your doctor.
Yeah, and if you're really struggling, right, go and get a blood test done.
Yeah.
So I have had two blood tests in the last 2 weeks because obviously I've been on this podcast, and as if you've been listening, my brain has not been working. I have been so tired, like, and I felt like garbage. And I just wrote on that. I mean, I think if you just say you're tired, you probably won't get very far. But if you list a shit ton of symptoms that you're feeling and
Yeah.
you've got, they're going to be like, right. Like, I literally was like, I think I need my bloods done. I feel tired. My ears are ringing. Like, I've got dry skin. My eyes feel dry. Like, brain fog. Like, I cannot remember shit. I'm tired all the time. And they come back. They're like, right, we need to do full bloods. And it's come back, and I'm low in iron,
Yeah.
which is mental because I eat red meat, I eat spinach, I eat kale, all the dark leafy greens. I
Yeah.
have that stuff in my diet, yeah. And I don't have a period every month, so it's not as if like I bleed. So
Yeah.
I'm like, how am I so low in iron? Like,
Mm.
and it now like makes sense. And I now have to have another blood test because they're like, oh, the folate one didn't work, so I've got to get that checked and whatever. And he wants to look at vitamin D and magnesium, which is fine. So I had that today. But yeah, I'm now like, right, well, this will make sense as to why I feel like this. Like, and they're going to give me iron tablets that are higher than the normal or whatever, so I can get my levels up. And I'm like, oh, maybe this will make me feel better. Um, but if you are feeling like this, so my ringing ears have slowly been getting worse.
Mm.
Like, and I've only really noticed it the last like couple of months. And then, like I said, the tiredness I hadn't noticed. And then all of a sudden I was like, well, my hands and my feet are getting even colder. Like, they're
Yeah.
always cold, but my feet more so this year. So I was like, I need to do something about this. And then when it come back, and I was like, okay, all of these things are symptoms of that. Like,
Mm.
hopefully this works. But I think if you are feeling like things are worse or whatever, like we said before, go to the doctors and be like, this is what I'm experiencing. Because
Yeah.
if you don't, one, they don't know you. Like, you could be anyone. Like, they have no background life story of who you are or what you do or anything. To them, you're just another person, right? So if you don't give them some sort of background,
Yeah.
they're never going to figure it out. But if you've got loads of things that are going on and you've noticed them, take them to the doctor and fight for it. Like, I
Yeah.
literally looked through my bloods before he rang me, and I was like, right, I can see this is low. I can see this is low. Like, can we do something about this? And he's like, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I was listening to a podcast yesterday all about like endometriosis and inflammation and stuff, and she was literally saying like it's so important to just start tracking everything and writing down all of your symptoms and maybe when you experience in a month and all that stuff, so that when you do go to the doctor, you might have 2, 3, 4 months worth of data that you can say, this has been happening, this is what I've noticed. I need you to check this because you have every right to do that. But I think if you just go there and you're like, oh, I've been a bit more tired, like you say, and then you're like, well, how long's that been going on for? Don't know really. Then they're going to be like, well, go away. If you can actually just do all that before you go, you're going to save yourself a load of time and effort. Because I don't know about everyone else, but it's really hard to even get a doctor's appointment, isn't it? So
Mm.
you don't want
Oh
to be
my
wasting
gosh,
it.
yeah. Yeah, it took me 3 months, 3 months, 3 weeks to get a blood test. Like,
Yeah,
but those things, and it will be annoying for you if you go in there and they don't know what's wrong with you, because
yeah,
you're like, well, you're the doctor, you tell me. But actually, if
mm,
you think about it from their point of view, unless you give them some background and some like juice, like they ain't gonna be able to figure out shit. Because it could be
yeah,
that you're stressed, it could be that you're not eating properly,
yeah,
and I think majority of people's illnesses probably are stuff like that. But like, they don't know if you've got nothing to back it up with. And I always get all my clients to do that. They're like, oh, I've had this month. I'm like, write that down.
yeah,
Write it down somewhere. Like, so if next month that doesn't happen, or that does happen again and it's just as bad, okay, we've now got, maybe there's a pattern going on here.
yeah,
When is it in your cycle that that's happening? Like, okay, let's look at that. Let's keep hold of that. You need to go to the doctors.
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. The more information you have, the better it's going to be. And it's the same, like, if you're working with us, like just from having one conversation, we're not going to be able to say, do this, this, and this, and this, and this, and we're going to be fixed. It's like, we're going to collect the data, see what's going on over time, make tweaks here, make tweaks there. Like, it's the same, as going to the doctor, gather all your information and go.
Absolutely. And I think you just have to be patient sometimes as well. Like I know like especially like with us with training, people think we're a magic pill. We're
Mhm.
not. Like we have to see what you can do already to be able to get you stronger. We need to see
Yeah,
what you're already doing to make tweaks. And we're not going to do all of these things all at once. We're not going to change your food, your exercise and something else all at once because you won't do it. I wouldn't do it.
no, 100%,
Like you
100%.
have to do these things slowly and figure them out as you go. And like you said, one thing might work for you, but it might not work for them. So we have to like be like, okay, well, why don't you try this or why don't you try that? And then figure out what works. And
Yeah.
like you say, you just got to be patient and build that up rather than just going, okay, after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, oh, this doesn't work. You're not helping me because actually it
Mhm.
might be helping and you might see results in 3 months' time because of something we've done in week 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's it. And same with related to the doctors, I suppose, they might put you on iron tablets, or they might say have that, but the first couple of weeks you might not notice a difference. And then after that, you might start noticing a difference. So I think with everything in life, and I'm definitely learning this through building business as well, you have to be patient. Like nothing happens overnight. It takes time. And that's just life, I'm afraid.
Absolutely. If it all happened overnight, we'd all be really like no one would be ill.
Yeah,
Like we'd all be millionaires.
yeah,
We'd all be really fit running 4 minute miles and lifting 1,000 kilo deadlifts.
yeah.
Like, but it doesn't happen, does it?
No,
Life happens and you can't beat life. You can go along with it, but you can't beat it.
exactly, exactly. And I suppose the last one, just to finish off, is hormone support. So, like we've said before, hormone replacement, our HRT can really help reduce your joint pain by restoring your estrogen balance. So, it's really, really worth speaking to your GP about it and trying it out.
And the earlier you start it, the better it is for you because you don't have so many big estrogen drops by the time you start it later on in life if you're going to do that. So the earlier you can get on something like that, the more stable you're going to be rather than, like I just said, if you don't do it. You can go on it after 10 years of being menopausal, but your
Yeah,
body's going to react better if you can do it earlier.
definitely. And I know there's different ones you can take and the way you take it and things as well. And again, it's going to be a bit of trial and error to find something that works for you. But I know there was so much kind of, that's not enough, like, wasn't enough information out there. And there was a lot of scaremongering, wasn't there, with HRT, whereas it's come on such a long way. So really do speak to your GP about it, or like a menopause specialist or whatever, wherever you go, and consider your options and giving it a try, because if it helps you feel better, then it's worth doing it.
Absolutely. And like we said in the other ones, just be prepared to fight for it too. Because although it's getting better, not everyone is trained in it. So you're gonna have to fight a battle potentially.
Yes, I was listening to that podcast yesterday, and apparently to be diagnosed with like endometriosis or like PCOS, it takes on average 8 years, which is crazy.
8 to 10 years,
Crazy.
yeah. I've got three friends and it took them over 8 years to be diagnosed.
Yeah,
And you think these people are in agony.
yeah, yeah. I mean, this like girl was like literally passing out from the pain.
Mm.
Like,
I've got a friend that does that. She cannot move, like her legs won't work.
really?
She just lays on the floor and she's had that happen to her in a couple of shops and stuff. And she's like, um, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
and she might be with her kids, and that's traumatizing for your kids to see, right? Like, she'd be like, "Oh, we're gonna have to ring your nan and get her to come help me," or
Oh,
they get an ambulance for her because she can't move
that's
because it's all stuck to like her bowels, like her back, like yeah, like really debilitating.
that's awful. And I suppose that really just reaffirms that, like, if you're starting to go through the perimenopause, or even now, if you're like, I'm definitely going through it, like, track everything. Track
Mm.
everything. When your periods come, all of that stuff, because if you can go to the doctor with that, the quicker is it's going to be diagnosed, the quicker it's going to be to get some medication or whatever it is to help you. So,
Yeah. And
yeah.
I think, but it's also looking at your lifestyle as a whole, right? Because I've had conversations with people that are like, "Oh, I think I'm perimenopausal." Pausal. I thought I said that word then. I didn't. Um, and then they'll be like, "Oh, but this has happened to me. This has happened to me. This has happened to me. This has happened to me." I don't know. Like they've changed jobs. Someone in their family's passed away. Something like this has happened. Like loads of different things. Or maybe I'm putting on weight because of this. And I'm like, yeah, but okay, they're really big things that have happened to you. Like you might
Yeah.
have moved house, a lot of stress there. Like, are you perimenopausal, or have you been eating differently because you've had all this stress? Have you been drinking more because of all this stress? Like, you have to really think about whether things are actually changing, or if your like lifestyle has been like crazy and a bit difficult if it's all at the same time.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. No, absolutely.
But it's also something to think about.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And that's why it's so important to track, because you might look and go, well, this happened, so that's why. Like for me, sometimes I wake up at 4 a.m. because I'm really stressed. And that's not because that can happen when you start going through the perimenopause. So someone's even said that to me, are you sure you're not going through the perimenopause? And I'm like, I don't think so. Like, but it makes you think, because some of the symptoms can be linked. But like you
Mhm.
say, it could be, to do with other factors. So it's good to look at it as a whole.
Yeah. And that's why, like you say, tracking's good because you can see from month to month what is the same, what's not, what's different. And then you can figure out actually, is it a lifestyle thing or is it actually a hormonal thing?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, I think we'll wrap up there for today. I think that was quite a long one in the end. I don't actually know what time it
Mm.
was, but hope you found that helpful. And obviously, if you have any questions for us, if you're in our group, reach out to us. You can email us at contactempoweryouFitness@gmail.com. Go on our socials. We're always here. We'd love to help. So please reach out. And if you want to if you have any suggestions of what you want us to talk about, we've got I think one more on the symptoms. If you've got another symptom that you wanted us to discuss, let us know. Um, we're always happy to take some, what's the word? Not advice, inspiration.
Yeah, inspiration indeed.
um, so yeah, thank you so much again for listening, guys, and we will catch you in the next one.
Absolutely. We'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.